We're not going back to the days when the U.S. when somebody could be kicked out of the military just because of who you are and who you love. We're not going there. We're moving forward to a country where everybody is treated with dignity and respect. That's what we're moving towards.
President Obama reiterating his support for same-sex marriage on a personal level during a fundraiser in California yesterday. At the same time, the campaign was releasing a new political web ad courting lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered voters and those who support them. And there's growing speculation that the president's stance on this issue could further evolve, as he put it, if he is elected to a second term, raising the question of whether we should expect him to push for a national same-sex marriage law. David Webb is the host of The David Webb Show on SiriusXM Patriot. And former Bill Clinton pollster Bernard Whitman is here as well. He's CEO of Whitman Insight Strategies. Okay, guys, so there is a lot of question about whether the evolution will take another step once he's reelected, if he's reelected, whether you support gay marriage or you don't support gay marriage. Do you believe that if he's reelected, Bernard, he will no longer say it's a states' rights issue and now say it's a federal issue, and I back it as full rights, equality rights for gay and lesbians?
I certainly hope so, and here's why. Because marriage at its core is about three things. It's about love, it's about commitment, it's about family. And these are universal truths that I believe, and I think the president believes, can be endorsed by everyone, regardless of political ideology or political party.
But they haven't been.
And true. But I think that the president's evolution on this really mirrors the journey of tens of millions of Americans from all socioeconomic backgrounds.
Right, but the question is whether he's going to take it a next step. I mean, because the American people want to know what they're going to get if they elect President Obama versus Mitt Romney. The question is he being honest about his true feelings, and is he likely to take it to a next major step if he gets reelected?
Well, the answer is I don't think we know that. I think that I am delighted that the president actually came out in favor of supporting marriage, because fundamentally this is about honors the American traditions of compassion, of equality, of limited government, of individual rights. And I think if the president gets reelected, and I believe that he will, if he comes on board in favor of, for example, the administration putting forward an amicus brief when the Prop 8 case goes to trial towards the end of the year, I think that makes a lot of sense.
The California case on gay marriage is going to go up to the Supreme Court.
That's exactly right.
They'll have to weigh in.
Next step.
And they'll likely have to weigh in, the administration, on whether they support gay marriage or not on a bigger level. David, whether you want gay marriage to be, legalized nationally or not, the question is, do the American people deserve to know where President Obama really stands on it? If he says now he does believe it's a states' rights issue, does he owe it to the American public to stay on with that position if they reelect him based on that?
Well, that'll depend on what the political wind is. And by the way, Bernard, I want to thank you. You used the words limited government. This is a president who believes in a centralized federal government and more of an imperial presidency, in fact. When it comes to gay marriage, he says it's a states' right issue. October 2004, I don't think marriage is a civil right. He goes on through 2010, 2011, and he evolves. He evolves, and if you look at the curve that matters is fundraising versus can he get his base excited? He's losing independents who really don't care about it, youth who really don't care about it, and blue-collar Democrats who are also leaving the president. To them, the gay marriage issue isn't as big, but they're leaving him. He needs to get his base energized. They're 1.7% of the population by most credible estimates. That's about 4 million people. So there's not really a voter bloc
gay and lesbian community?
Gay and lesbian.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people who support gay and lesbian rights who aren't gay or lesbian.
But what they are is money. And when their money started dropping, when Katzenberg and a lot of others stopped bundling money, 1 in 6 bundlers who are gay, he started making this play. And here's
that also doesn't answer the question about what he's going to do in the next term. People want to know, what they're going to get.
I have the answer for that. 1 more term means 1 or 2 more Supreme Court appointments, which means that Prop 8, which goes before the court, and then further with a more liberal court, Obama...
that's only if one of the conservatives retires. Go ahead, Bernard.
I could not disagree with you more, David, and here's why. 6 years ago, 36% of the American public supported marriage. Today, 53% of the American public supports marriage. I don't think that any of those people are supporting marriage and changing their position to raise money. This is a fundamental evolution as people understand.
You're mixing apples and oranges,
not,
but
David.
You're saying supports marriage and people...
You said the reason that the president came out in favor of marriage, it has to do with money.
Talking about gay marriage. Gay marriage, just so our viewers know what you're talking about.
By the way, I don't believe gay marriage, straight marriage, it's marriage. It is marriage.
But our viewers don't know what you're talking about when you say 36% of American people only supported marriage
Right.
6
The
years ago.
topic here is gay marriage, not marriage.
No, the topic is marriage. It is one and the same. That's exactly what this issue is about. That is why we have seen a dramatic increase in support for marriage over these last 6 years. And the fact that the president has been willing to come out and say, you know what, I struggled with it just as many people have struggled with it. Do you know the support for marriage among the black community is now higher than among the white community? Among Hispanics, it's even higher.
Higher than the white community?
Yes, it is.
It's higher than it was before the president came out. According to the Washington Post poll, 59% of African Americans support marriage. Last word, 30 seconds to the heartbreak.
Maybe as the black guy on the panel, let me give you a little cultural insight in the black community. 80% vote against it in California. 2-1 they vote against it in North Carolina, home of a lot of the big black churches. That's a disconnect in the black community.
The NAACP.
I'm giving him the last word. I got to go.
This is about the real issue, which is money and politics, and that's all it is for this president.
Love,
good debate,
honor, and equal rights.
Thank you both so much. Stay tuned. Gotta go.